How's it going, guys? So in this video I want to showcase the Brigand Twindaggers, and you'll actually see them from my opponent's point of view. Shout out to Dan Master. He's an awesome player. He's a very good duelist, very good invader. He also really knows the hidden tech of this game, the various glitches and just things that I can't even begin to understand. So check out his channel. He's awesome. Now, these weapons are very interesting. You really don't see them being used at all. And there's a couple of reasons why. One, they do very low damage. We'll get to it. But so they get very low scaling on dex and strength. And they have very short reach. So they're just better daggers out there. However, what I learned is that they can do a crazy damage output if you buff them with darkmoon blades, something that I never even thought of. Normally on a physical build, they do best with sharp, but with darkmoon blade, as you saw there, one combo from R1 L1 took off about 40% of my health. So yeah, that's the strength of this weapon. Now here I chose to play with the S-Stock. Going in, I was thinking there's just no way I can lose with this setup. And as you can see, I'm getting my ass kicked. Now what I learned, and this is something my opponent adapted to, I was banking on him to quick step into me and then follow up with R1, which would offer me an opportunity to do a Leo trade. And that worked for about 1 or 2 rounds before my opponent outsmarted me. And so as you can see, I'm playing super passive. And this is something that occurred to me while playing with AS stock, is that you really can't play passive on a good opponent with it, because as you can see, he can just outspace me. So yeah, in the right hands, these weapons can be very good. As you can see, the way my opponent is playing with them is he's trying to, he's applying a lot of pressure, and there he outspaced me for some, hefty damage. So he's not quick stepping into me. He's trying to stagger R1s. What he's doing there is he's charging R2, which I've learned actually combos into L1. And you will see this throughout the video. I unfortunately don't have too many clips of that where he lands the R2 and follows up with the R1, but I think L1, sorry, but I think in this video there's at least one example of it. Now here I make the mistake of spamming with AS stock, which does not have good tracking. So in retrospect, the way I should have been playing was I should have been more aggressive with AS stock, because I do have more range than him, and I did not take advantage of it. Now there he just roll caught me. So that's the power of the Brigand Twindaggers. So you can really use the running L1s for roll catching. Now, one other thing my opponent is doing, which is really smart with this weapon, is he's stacking darkmoon blade with morion blade and red tearstone ring. So at low health, he's going to be doing a ton of damage, as you may have seen at the start of the video. So yeah, in the right hands, this setup can be really deadly. I was surprised actually. I did not think this weapon was going to be good. I tried it out a couple of times, and I just could not get into the weapon. But this is just proof that you can take any weapon and do really good with it. Now here I switched to Goddards, and unfortunately for the Brigand Twindaggers, Goddards are pretty much a counter to them. I wouldn't say it's a hard counter, but I can't think of another weapon that's better suited to counter the Twindaggers than Goddards. And speaking with my opponent, he did admit later that Goddards were more challenging for him to fight. And the reason for that is because, it has better tracking and much better range than the S-Stock. So you can really afford to play passive with them. And just essentially R1 out of most situations. Now, another thing with the Goddards versus S-Stock is that with the Goddards, you have more hits done. And I did not do a very good job in this video where I traded with my opponent and I did not follow up with the R1 when I should have, because I would have won the hit stun trade. The S-Stock can't really do that. I'm not sure if it has enough hit stun to get priority after R1 trade, but it has a wonky hit stun anyway, so yeah. But with Gutters, that's not really an issue. So yeah, shout out to Dan, you're awesome. Thanks for the fights. And for you guys watching, go ahead and pick this weapon up. You may find it interesting. Definitely apply the Darkmoon Blade Miracle on it, because it really makes the weapon somewhat viable. Yeah, thanks for watching.